Fueled by passion and an undeniable aura, Richard Burton commanded attention both on stage and screen. His brimming masculinity drew the most captivating actresses, sometimes landing him in precarious situations. Yet, the adventurous actor embraced a life unbound by societal norms, relishing every moment and treasure he could find. This fearless approach raised questions about his self-worth, as he often appeared to think less of himself than those captivated by his talent and charm. His life, full of triumphs and tribulations, paints a complex portrait of a man whose remarkable skills on and off the stage invited scrutiny and admiration alike. The enigma of whether he was truly an extraordinary talent or simply projecting an elaborate facade hovers around his legacy, prompting discussions that linger long after his passing. Burton's dual persona often confounded those who knew him and admired his work. On one hand, he was a passionate mate, known for his emotional depth and fiery personality. Friends and lovers alike experienced the warmth of his affection and the intensity of his emotions. However, this passionate image often clashed with the darker truths revealed in his diaries, where he described himself as a fraud. These writings uncovered the complexities of his character, showing a man who battled inner turmoil and self-doubt. Furthermore, Burton saw himself as a writer at heart. He poured his thoughts onto the pages of his diaries, creating a tapestry of insights about his fears, dreams, and struggles. Through his words, he exposed his vulnerabilities, revealing aspects of himself he felt unable to share with others. One significant admission in his writings was his acknowledgement of being a sellout, a term that spoke volumes about his internal conflict. This self-reflection offered a glimpse into the man behind the celebrated actor, illustrating a life filled with contradiction, passion, and profound creativity. Burton often reflected on his life and career choices with a heavy heart. He believed he wasted his great talent, primarily by appearing in Hollywood movies rather than sticking to the theater, where he felt his true passion lay. Although he achieved enormous fame and success in films, he frequently expressed a sense of regret. He stated that throughout his life, he felt a secret shame about being an actor, a sentiment that only deepened as he grew older. This internal conflict cast a shadow over his legacy, as he longed for a different path that aligned more with his artistic ideals. His interactions with the film industry showed a man torn between the allure of fame and the authenticity of his craft, suggesting that the bright lights of Hollywood often obscured the true artistry he revered on stage. Many notable performances in classic plays remain profound influences on his perspective, leading him to ponder what might have been if he had remained true to his foundational passion in the theater. The dichotomy of his experiences left him grappling with unfulfilled aspirations. Burton achieved greater acclaim on stage than on screen. The depth of his performances in classic theater truly showcased his extraordinary talent. While he acted in numerous films, it was in the theater where he felt most alive and connected to his craft. Even when facing challenges in his career, he chose the stage to reaffirm his status. His portrayal of characters in plays allowed him to explore the full range of human emotion, providing a platform where his acting could shine brighter than in any movie. One significant moment in his theater career was his performance in Henry V, a classic Shakespearean work. This role highlighted his ability to convey powerful emotions and engage the audience deeply. Through these stage performances, Burton cultivated a reputation that many film stars sought. His commitment to the theater demonstrates how vital it was to his identity as an artist. He understood that the raw intensity of live performance allowed for a unique interaction with the audience, something that film could not replicate in the same way. Richard Burton's performance in Henry V was a significant moment in his career that showcased his talent and secured his place in the world of theater. The show ran at the London Olivetti Theatre, which became known for its rich history of staging classic plays. Burton's portrayal of the young king captivated audiences, drawing in crowds eager to see a masterful adaptation of Shakespeare's work. The show's success was not just in ticket sales, it was also critically acclaimed, earning praise from critics and theater enthusiasts alike. This combination of artistic recognition and financial triumph marked it as a remarkable achievement in the theatrical landscape. As a crowning moment of this critical and commercial success, Burton was awarded the Theater Award for Best Actor. This honor not only recognized his outstanding performance, but also solidified his reputation as one of the leading actors of his time. His ability to bring depth and emotion to the role resonated with many, making it a memorable interpretation that is still discussed and admired. Burton gained several nicknames over the years, most notably the Welsh Wizard, reflecting both his nationality and his remarkable talent. These names carried a sense of awe and admiration, recognizing his unique ability to captivate audiences. However, despite the admiration, he seemed to struggle with his own perceptions of success. The idea that he viewed himself as a sellout points to a complex relationship with his career. He reached a point where he didn't appear to care about the traditional measures of success and the trajectory of his career. Even with a string of poorly received films, it prompts one to consider what led him to such a mindset. Perhaps the pressures of fame weighed heavily on him, or he felt boxed in by expectations. With remarkable performances in renowned films, his later choices did not always match the high standards he had set early in his career. This disconnect between talent and choices raises questions about the dynamics of celebrity, personal satisfaction, and the nature of success in Hollywood. The journey of Richard Burton reflects the complexities of an artist's life. Even when faced with the chance to earn $1 million, Richard Burton chose his passion for the stage over money. He turned down a lucrative film deal to portray Hamlet in a theatrical production, which paid him only £150 a week. This decision reflected his deep commitment to the craft of acting. Burton was not swayed by the lure of financial gain. His focus on delivering a powerful performance of Hamlet took precedence over any monetary incentive. He approached the role with such dedication that it became clear to all who watched him that he was fully immersed in the character. The intensity and depth he brought to Hamlet were remarkable, showcasing his ability to embody the prince's complexity. Audiences could feel his genuine passion for the theater and his unwavering commitment to the role. This choice highlighted how deeply he valued the art form and his desire to connect with the audience through live performance, illustrating the profound respect he held for Shakespeare's work. It was this fierce dedication that made his Hamlet stand out among his contemporaries, gaining him admiration and respect in the world of theater. His decision, driven by love for the stage rather than financial gain, stands as a testament to his artistry and integrity as an actor. Richard Burton delivered a performance so engaging that Winston Churchill, the British Prime Minister, was moved to shower the actor with praise. Churchill's admiration was a testament to Burton's exceptional talent and ability to connect with audiences. The emotional depth and physicality Burton brought to his roles captivated not only the Prime Minister, but also his fellow actors and colleagues. They marveled at how he managed to embody his characters with such skill and authenticity. Burton's ability to convey complex emotions made each performance memorable and powerful. His colleagues often expressed their awe at his dedication to the craft of acting. This respect from such influential figures only further solidified Burton's reputation as one of the great actors of his time. The impact of his performances resonated long after the curtain fell. Many considered him a master of his art, drawing accolades from those who shared the stage and screen with him. The admiration from Churchill and others reflected the extraordinary influence Burton had in the world of theater and cinema, making him a respected figure among his peers. Maybe Richard Burton saw acting as a diversion from his heart's true calling, which was writing. Known for his intense performances and powerful voice, he had a complex relationship with the craft. While he shined on stage and screen, he often expressed a sense of being pulled from his passion for writing to chase movie roles. His diaries reveal glimpses of his inner thoughts and struggles, showcasing a literary side that he cherished deeply. Burton did not just jot down his thoughts. He poured his heart into them, capturing moments of wisdom, pain, and reflection. Moreover, he wrote letters, poetry, and even scripts, illustrating that writing was a significant part of his life. The lure of Hollywood may have seemed like a sellout to him, diverting him from the words he wanted to create. He once commented about being manipulated by the film industry, perhaps indicating that he felt trapped between two worlds. His internal conflict illustrates the heart of an artist torn between two expressive forms. While Richard Burton is well known for his remarkable acting career, he also dedicated much of his time to writing. Over the years, he carefully jotted down his thoughts, ideas, and reflections on loose papers stored in pocketbooks. This habit led to an impressive collection of more than 400,000 written words. He believed that this extensive writing would eventually allow him to gain a broader understanding of various subjects, much like receiving a degree from Oxford University. Burton aspired to enhance not only his knowledge but also his teaching skills. He envisioned using his experiences and insights to educate others. Writing books was also part of his goal, where he aimed to share his unique experiences and perspectives. This passion for writing was intertwined with his rich and colorful life. Thus, his written words serve as a testament to his quest for education, creativity, and self-expression. Amidst a flourishing career, Richard Burton found himself busier than ever, taking on numerous roles that showcased his remarkable talent. Despite being an in-demand actor, he made time to express his thoughts and passions beyond the silver screen. He wrote and published articles focusing on rugby, a sport he cherished, and his beloved country, Wales. This writing allowed him to connect with his roots and share his love for the culture and traditions of his homeland, something that mattered deeply to him. Notably, Burton faced a pivotal moment in his career when he chose the role of Hamlet over a lucrative million-dollar job. This decision spoke volumes about his character and passion for acting. It demonstrated his commitment to the craft, and many people admired him for it. They felt he was a true artist who valued his profession and its integrity over the financial gains that often tempt those in his position. The irony lies in the fact that, despite his reluctance to compromise his artistic values, he was still seen as a giant in the industry. His choice to pursue Hamlet highlighted a respect for his work and the field of acting itself, showing that he was not a sellout focused solely on wealth. The respect he garnered for this commitment further solidified his legacy as an actor who prioritized his passion alongside his professional responsibilities. Despite his immense talent, Richard Burton often found himself in roles that did not showcase his skills adequately. Many of his Hollywood films were lackluster at best, leaving him feeling unsatisfied with the choices he made. This circumstance created a sense of disappointment that plagued him throughout his career, as he recognized that the stories he was telling did not align with his artistic aspirations. Financial needs heavily influenced his decisions, leading him to take roles that provided monetary rewards rather than artistic fulfillment. Although he could captivate audiences with his powerful voice and emotive performances, the films he participated in often seemed more about profit than passion. Consequently, Burton's self-esteem suffered as he struggled to reconcile his talent with the realities of Hollywood's commercial demands. This tension between his abilities and the quality of the projects he undertook contributed to a lingering sense of inadequacy. Ultimately, his choices reflected a deeper conflict that many actors encounter, caught between making a living and pursuing genuine artistic expression. One incident perfectly captures Richard Burton's attitude during the filming of a particular project. Joan Collins, who played the female lead alongside him, shared her observations about their time working together. She described Burton as a man focused solely on himself, highlighting how his primary concern seemed to be about his paycheck rather than the film or the collaborative nature of acting. Collins painted a picture of a talented actor, indeed, but one whose self-interest often overshadowed the ensemble spirit needed in filmmaking. This attitude created a dynamic on set that revolved more around Burton's needs than the overall production. While he delivered powerful performances, the environment became tense as Collins and others navigated his priorities. Consequently, this incident illustrated a common sentiment among co-stars who found it challenging to connect with him on a deeper level. Though known for his cinematic achievements, moments like these revealed deeper complexities in some artists' approaches to their craft and their relationships with colleagues. Such experiences can leave lasting impressions on those involved, creating stories that linger long after the film's release. Following the successful stage production of Henry V, which marked a significant moment in Richard Burton's acting career, his path took an unexpected turn. Rather than build on his momentum, he jumped into a project without fully understanding its nature. This decision came when he agreed to star in the movie Sea Wife, directed by Roberto Rossellini. Despite the promise of a bright future after Henry V, Burton did not pause to thoroughly explore the film's context or his role in it. Conversations with Rossellini did not convince him to step back and reassess. Instead, he impulsively signed up for a project that ultimately did not align with his artistic ambitions or public expectations. The inconsistency between his substantial talent and the choices he made in Sea Wife highlighted a gap that sometimes shaped his career and public perception. This moment illustrates how even celebrated actors can find themselves at a crossroads, longing to maintain their successes while navigating the risks associated with hurried decisions in an unpredictable industry. During the production of Sea Wife, significant issues arose between the director and the studio financing the film. Tensions began to build as both sides clashed over the creative direction the movie should take. The disagreements escalated to the point where the director chose to leave the project entirely, leaving a substantial void in the leadership of the film. In response to this situation, Bob McNaught, the film's executive producer, stepped in to take over as the new director. While this change aimed to salvage the production, it ultimately did not lead to a successful outcome. The film struggled upon release, failing to win over critics and audiences alike. It was met with a disappointing response, often noted for its lack of engagement and innovation. As a result, Sea Wife became a notable example of how production struggles can significantly hinder a film's overall reception and financial performance, reflecting the complexities inherent in the filmmaking process. The outcome demonstrated how creative conflicts and changes in direction can affect not just a single film, but also the careers of those involved, including actors like Richard Burton. Once Richard Burton married Elizabeth Taylor, his approach to selecting films notably changed. Prior to their union, Burton often chose roles with an eye toward the financial gain they could bring him. He has openly described his earlier method of picking films as foolish, admitting that he prioritized wealth over substance. However, marrying Taylor prompted him to reassess what truly mattered in his artistic life. Instead of purely monetary rewards, he began to focus on the quality and significance of the projects he wanted to take on. This shift demonstrated a deeper level of thought and care regarding his acting career, something he may not have acknowledged before. Taylor's influence was crucial, as she encouraged him to aim for roles that resonated with his talents and values rather than just those that promised a financial windfall. Her presence pushed him to realize the importance of integrity in his work, which ultimately enriched his legacy as an actor. Richard's evolution as a selective and thoughtful artist marked a significant chapter in his life, showcasing how love can inspire profound change. Marlon Brando and Richard Burton had a notable rivalry sparked by their mutual affection for Elizabeth Taylor, as revealed in Anna Cashby Marlon's book Brando for Breakfast. The suggestion is that Brando and Burton may have even exchanged blows over Taylor, which certainly adds a dramatic twist to celebrity history. This wasn't an isolated incident. Taylor had a way of capturing the attention and hearts of men, leading them to make bold choices in pursuit of her love. Eddie Fisher famously left his wife, Debbie Reynolds, to be with Taylor, demonstrating the depth of obsession that surrounded her. Taylor's allure was such that men often acted without considering the fallout, making her one of the most sought-after women in Hollywood. This love triangle illustrates how powerful her charm and beauty were, influencing the actions and decisions of even the most formidable actors. Such intense emotions reflect the chaotic and passionate world of Hollywood at the time. The drama surrounding Taylor's relationships is a testament to her extraordinary impact on the lives of those around her. According to Anna Burton, there was an incident on a yacht where she claimed that Richard Burton and his friend had a physical fight, each one punching the other. This story adds an element of drama to Burton's already colorful life, but it is notable that Anna is the only one who has mentioned this event. In Richard Burton's detailed diary, which he kept carefully throughout his life, there is no mention of such an altercation. His diary is known for its thoroughness, capturing various aspects of his personal and professional experiences. The absence of this fight in his writings raises questions about the accuracy of Anna's account. It suggests that while the life of Richard Burton was filled with many encounters and stories, not all of them were documented or even occurred as others might assert. This discrepancy emphasizes the complexity of his character, as stories can often take on a life of their own over time, shaping the legacy of those involved in the telling. Such anecdotes contribute to the mystique surrounding celebrities, but without corroborating evidence, they remain simply intriguing tales. Burton's diary reflects a deep admiration for Marlon Brando, highlighting his view of Brando as an intelligent man. This admiration reveals a nuanced respect, as Burton recognized that Brando bore a significant burden due to his exceptional talent. Burton seemed to empathize with the challenges that came along with early fame, and the pressure it placed on Brando's life. He observed that the weight of talent, particularly the kind that brings swift success, can feel like an unbearable cross to carry. As Burton wrote in his diary, this burden could often overshadow Brando's abilities, leading to a complex internal struggle. The intensity of Brando's genius sometimes isolated him, creating a dichotomy between his public persona and personal challenges. This perspective indicates that Burton, while celebrating Brando's gifts, also understood the hidden costs of such talent and the struggles that accompany immense promise within the competitive world of acting. Reflecting on this, Burton's thoughts reveal a deep kinship with another actor navigating the turbulent waters of fame. Richard Burton openly acknowledged Marlon Brando's remarkable talent and potential in the film industry. He believed Brando had the ability to become the biggest film star ever. Burton admired Brando for his unique approach to acting, which set him apart from many of his contemporaries. Their relationship was complex, filled with mutual respect and admiration. Despite occasional rivalries in the acting world, Burton often reflected on why he would engage in conflict with someone as gifted as Brando. He saw no reason to compete. Moreover, there were whispers of a deeper connection between them, hinting at a potential romantic relationship. This connection suggested a bond that transcended mere professional rivalry. Burton's appreciation for Brando's capabilities highlighted a shared understanding of the challenges and intricacies of being an actor in a demanding industry. Their conversations and interactions showcased a camaraderie born out of their shared experiences and struggles in Hollywood. The dynamic between the two actors provided an interesting backdrop to their individual careers, underscoring the complexities of relationships in such a competitive field. Burton's sexuality has often been a topic of fascination and speculation. Many believe he could have been a homosexual, sharing this complexity with the actor Marlon Brando. Both were known for their womanizing ways and had a strong sexual appetite that seemingly knew no boundaries. Brando famously stated that sex has no sex, which invites various interpretations about their romantic interests. This phrase has led people to draw conclusions regarding both men's sexual inclinations, suggesting they were attracted to both men and women. Burton himself acknowledged having experiences with men, openly expressing that he did not feel any shame in admitting it. This admission has contributed to the intricate narrative surrounding his personal life and relationships. Much of his charisma and allure can be tied to this aspect of his identity, showcasing the fluidity of human attraction, where lines between heterosexuality and homosexuality can sometimes blur. The allure of figures like Burton lies not just in their accomplishments as actors, but also in the complexities of their personal lives that continue to attract intrigue and discussion. Burton once stirred conversation when he openly admitted on live television that he had experimented with men during his life. He shared that his experiences were not unique to him, hinting at a broader undercurrent in the acting world, where many were grappling with similar feelings. It was as if a secret door had been opened, allowing a glimpse into the lives of those who felt pressured to conform to traditional standards of masculinity. In a world filled with glamour and fame, Burton pointed out that many actors chose to drown their true desires in alcohol, using drinks as a means to suppress their impulses. This candid revelation shed light on the complex emotional terrain navigated by performers, who often battled with personal demons while showcasing their talents on stage and screen. By breaking the silence, Burton hinted at a more profound truth, allowing the audience to understand that the struggle for authenticity is not just an individual experience, but a shared reality in a profession known for its artifice. He invited listeners to consider the masks worn by actors publicly and the hidden truths that lay beneath surface allure. This insight not only humanized Burton, but also ignited discussions about identity and acceptance within a sometimes unforgiving industry. Elizabeth Taylor admitted that her two-time husband, Richard Burton, had an attraction to men. She recounted an incident where he reportedly tried to seduce her former husband, Eddie Fisher. This revelation hints at a complicated love triangle since Richard was deeply involved with Elizabeth at the same time. Their passionate affair was highly publicized, and the dynamics of this situation appeared quite tangled. However, Graham Jenkins, Richard's brother, found Taylor's claims amusing. He dismissed the possibility of his brother being attracted to men by humorously claiming that if Richard were indeed interested in men, then Graham himself was a nun in a Catholic combat. This exchange highlights the complex nature of relationships within their circle, and suggests how easily perceptions can intertwine with personal connections. The conversations surrounding Richard's sexual orientation linger in the shadows of their storied romance, affecting how people view their partnership. These interactions paint a vibrant picture of celebrity life, revealing how human emotions can lead to both intrigue and misunderstanding. Graham understood Richard Burton well, recognizing that Burton had an immense passion for women. Allegedly, he had romantic encounters with about 2,500 women throughout his life. This staggering number reveals not only his charm but also his restless spirit and love. Yet among all these relationships, none matched the intensity of his affair with Elizabeth Taylor. Their love was both beautiful and tumultuous, a powerful storm that often took over their lives. It was almost as if they were magnetically drawn to each other, but this connection was fraught with passion and conflict, sometimes appearing all-consuming. Their relationship saw numerous ups and downs, often making headlines for its drama. Burton and Taylor's love affair began when they met during the filming of Cleopatra. This connection quickly escalated, capturing public fascination. Their relationship was marked by extravagant displays of affection, but also by intense fights. They married and divorced multiple times, highlighting how their love was both a source of joy and pain. Their bond often overshadowed Burton's other relationships and achievements, as the world was captivated by their passion for each other. In the end, Burton's womanizing, although extensive, paled in comparison to the fiery relationship he had with Taylor, which, in many ways, defined him. This powerful connection remained a key part of his legacy, embodying both the heights of romance and the depths of personal turmoil. Richard Burton was born Richard Walter Jenkins Jr. on November 10, 1925, in Pontrhydyfen, a Welsh village in West Glamorgan. He was the 12th of 13 children in a family where life was often difficult. His early years were marked by hardship, especially after the death of his mother, which happened shortly after giving birth to his younger brother, Graham. Her death was the result of birth complications, leaving the family in a challenging situation. Growing up in a large family meant that resources were limited, and each child had to contribute to the household in any way they could. Burton's upbringing in the small village exposed him to a close-knit community where everyone knew one another. This environment helped shape his character and work ethic. Despite these challenges, he found solace in storytelling and the arts from a young age. His potential was recognized early on, leading him to develop a passion for acting, which he pursued with determination. As he navigated the trials of his early life, his experiences would lay the groundwork for his future success in the theater and film industry. Richard Burton grew up in a working-class family, influenced heavily by his father's life as a coal miner. Although his dad's income was limited, he managed to have several children, striving to provide for them in a challenging environment. However, the meager wages from mining did not cover the family's needs adequately. In addition to the financial strains, Richard's father had a penchant for gambling, which further destabilized their household. This habit was coupled with a fondness for drinking, which created a tumultuous atmosphere at home. Richard witnessed firsthand how these vices affected family dynamics, shaping his outlook on life. Surprisingly, despite the struggles, these experiences forged within him a resilience that would eventually contribute to his success as an actor. However, the traits he observed were not without their consequences, as Richard himself would later grapple with similar habits of gambling and heavy drinking. These inherited behaviors became central themes in his life, influencing both his personal and professional relationships. Long drinking binges marked Richard Burton's early life, as his father would frequently disappear for weeks at a time due to heavy drinking. This absence created a significant void in Burton's childhood, shaping his experiences and later behavior. As a consequence of his father's actions, Burton developed a complicated relationship with alcohol, mirroring the struggles he witnessed growing up. His father, a miner, often prioritized drinking over family responsibilities, leading to a tumultuous home life that affected Burton deeply. Burton's struggles with his father's absence and the drinking lineage shaped his own reputation for excessive drinking, especially as he faced multiple misfortunes in his career and personal life. The pattern established by his father may have influenced not only Burton's behavior, but also his drive for success in acting, pushing him to excel in a field where he sought recognition and validation. The biting irony of his achievements juxtaposed with his ongoing battles with alcohol created a complex narrative that pulls at the heartstrings of those who appreciate his work. The legacy of absent fathers looms large in Burton's life, dictating much of his emotional landscape. He often grappled with feelings of abandonment, which became apparent in both his performances and public persona. As Burton navigated his way through Hollywood and the theater, he was haunted by the shadows of his father's choices, leading to a lifelong struggle for acceptance and peace. The impact of his father's long absences rippled through every aspect of his existence, ultimately defining the man behind the